By my troth, Nerissa, I am exhausted of this great world.
You would be, sweet madam, if your miseries were as big and bad as your good fortunes are. You can't always be happy. You have to be seated in the mean.
Good sentences, and well pronounced.
They would be if well followed.
You see, Nerissa, it's just not that easy. A good preacher is one who follows what he preaches. It is easier to tell 20 people the right thing to do than to do the right thing myself. A brain can always make laws, but a hot temper will always jump over them. The youth usually just doesn't listen to advice from their elders. But you see, this is no way to choose a husband. I do not get to choose who I like or dislike. My father makes these choices for me. But Nerissa, is it that hard to have a say in who I like and dislike?
Your father had high moral standards, and he only wants the best for you. The lottery you placed in these gold, silver, and lead caskets will truly be chosen by the one who you shall truly love. Tell me now, what think you of the suitors that have come so far?
The way I will describe them will show how much affection I have for them.
First, there's the Neapolitan prince.
He was such an awkward man, and he did nothing but brag about himself. All he did was talk about his horse and the horseshoes he makes. And I think his mom was sleeping with the blacksmith.
Then there's County Palatine.
I swear this man did nothing but frown. He's basically begging to choose their own casket. He's only going to get older and sadder, seeing the way he sulks around in his youth. I would rather be married to a dead man than to either of these two.
What think you now of the French lord, Monsieur Le Bon?
God made him a man, so that's what he must be qualified as. I know it's a sin to mock someone, but he brags about himself more than the Neapolitan prince and frowns more than County Palatine. He is every man and no man, and being married to him would be like having to marry 20 other men. If he does not like me, I'll forgive him. For, even if he loved me to madness, I could never feel the same about him.
What think you then of the English lord, Falconbridge?
Our personalities are just so different. He doesn't understand me, nor I him. He doesn't speak any of the languages I do, so we have to try to mime stuff to each other. He may be super cute, but how can I marry someone I can't even talk to? Not only that, he's dressed so strangely. It's like he got every article of clothing from a different country, along with his manners.
Then there's the Scottish lord, his neighbor.
He fought the Englishman and swore he'd do it again in a heartbeat. He also told the Frenchman he'd do the same to him.
What think you the
young German,
the Duke of Saxony's nephew?
He is extremely unpleasant in the morning when he is sober, and even more unpleasant in the afternoon when he is drunk. When he is at his best, he is a little worse than a man. And when he is at his worst, he is a little better than a beast. I don't think I could ever marry him.
If he offers to choose and he chooses the right casket, you will break your father's rules by refusing to marry him.
So, I pray thee, I fear the worst. Put a glass of Rhenish wine over the wrong casket, and the devil inside of him will choose that casket. I will do anything, for I will be married to a sponge.
You need not to fear, lady, for I have come acquainted with the suitors' determinations, and indeed all they want to do is go home, unless you may be won over by some other way than the caskets.
If I live very old, I will die as chaste as the goddess of virginity, Diana, if I married the way my father wants me to. But I am glad these group of wooers came, for now I know there is not one I would not dread having in my presence.
In your father's time, there was a Venetian, a scholar, and a soldier, who came in the company of the Marquis of Montferrat.
Yes. Bassanio, I think he was called.
True, madam. Out of all the suitors my foolish eyes have ever looked upon, I believe he is the best suited for you.
Yes, I remember him well. I remember him worthy of the praise. How now? What news?
As all of the suitors were leaving, a messenger came with news of the Prince of Morocco, who will be here tonight.
I am glad this wooer is leaving and another one is coming. But if he is a saint and has the complexion of the devil, I would rather he hates me than try to make me his wife. Come, Nerissa, Sirrah, go before. As we shut the gate upon one wooer, another knocks at the door.